in the, I think it was in the teens. Anyway, it had hoof and mouth disease hit this country really bad. They had it down there by El Dorado, and we had some cattle up there where my granddad lived, and the and then when they built out El Dorado Lake down there at the Teeters, the government come out there and quarantine all those cattle, and they had a big pit and killed a whole bunch of them and buried them. And so up there behind where David lives now, Scribner's, they had some cattle up there, and so they had to destroy them too, and dug a pit and buried them. And come to find out in life, when I got to telling this story, come to find out that Mickey, my wife, her grandfather helped, had a team and wagon and hauled lime out there to help cover those cattle that they had to destroy for that hoof and mouth disease. But anyway, they had a whole lot of family adventures too, because that hoof and mouth disease, they send government people out there, and on the creek they shot everything they could shoot. Rabbits, squirrel. They just destroyed everything.
Hogs, chicken.
Yeah, they cleaned everything. Well, my dad, he was pretty much a kid at that time, and he had a little dog, and so he was walking from his folks down to his grandpa's house. One of those government guys came along there, and they just all was a 3-wire fence between the two places. Dad's uncle went to step across there, and that government guy had his gun up, and he said, "Whoa, whoa!" He looked right at my dad's little dog, and he said, "No, he can't go." He said, "What are you going to do with him?" He said, "I'm going to shoot him." Well, the government man said, "Not pretty good, not a very good idea," because he said, "I'm also carrying my gun," and he said, "That little dog is not going to hurt anybody." But anyway, my uncle sold that government guy that my dad had a little dog, and he was going to let him go down to see his grandpa. So it worked out pretty good that way. So anyhow, but that's the way that went. So anyway, get back to something else here. What else I want to talk about?
Yeah, well, the part you didn't say there is they said if that Uncle Sid told that government guy, "If you shoot that kid's dog, I'll shoot you." And that kid went home with his dog that night. So, of course, everybody was not in a good mood anyway, because it was a big deal to be taking all your animals and having to get rid of them and everything. So